an adrenaline crash. I'm not gonna lie. That was all the energy I had for today. Hey, welcome to Attacking the Show, TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. I'm Kevin Perez. Good to see you. Hello. Hi.
And I'm Candace Bailey.
Yes, you are.
We are coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles. On the program today, our good friend and internet sensation, Zach Anner, will be here live. What are you doing? Get out of my shot, Kevin. Your millions of votes got him a show on Oprah's network, and so today we will find out all about his new travel series, Rollin' with Zach.
Yeah!
And it's Chris Gore versus the super manly cast of Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy, including Gary Oldman and Mark Strong.
Oh! Not just a clever name. Look at that. Easy gun show. Oh, you got a permit for those bad boys?
No.
Ooh, not sexy. Then, UFC fighter and New York Times best-selling author Forrest Griffin. Oh, sexy vowel face. She tickled me. Forrest Griffin breaks down this weekend's UFC 140 Jones versus Machida on MMA chokehold. The whole thing that we do. Plus, question. Do you like cameras with touchscreens and 16.1 megapixels?
Maybe.
Well, then meet the NEX5N in today's Gadget Prawn. Because it's got both of those things. But that is not...
Can't they make the names a little sexier?
What is NEX5N?
That's not sexy at all.
But if you say it while rubbing your nipples, it's super hot.
No, that's less hot.
NEX5N. Or not. Hey, that's not all that's happening today, folks.
Right, Sarah? That is right, you guys. Hey!
Can you say NEX5N and make it sexy?
NEX.
Yes.
5.
Give me that end, girl.
N.
There's the end.
Did it work? Sexy.
That is a sexy speaking style.
All right, well, Tom Cruise is talking about a possible Top Gun 2, you guys.
Oh.
And starting today, you can play games like Arkham City on your iPad.
Oh.
But everyone's talking about Nintendo icon Shigeru Miyamoto. Is he retiring or not? I don't know. I'll have the answers in the feed.
Crazy talk.
Thanks, Sarah.
Woo!
I think Shigeru Miyamoto is going to go shirtless and play volleyball with Tom Cruise in Top Gun 2. That's what he's going to do.
That's right. How'd you know?
I saw the script early.
Oh, okay.
I actually wrote it. It's no big deal. Yes, it's fan fiction and final draft. Don't judge.
Are you done?
Maybe.
Let's turn down the top 5 things around the web.
Okay, let's go around the net. Today's number 5 item comes to us from an amusement park safari in San Antonio, Texas. Again, these things exist in Texas. It's an amusement park safari.
What's wrong with that? Fun fact, zebras are somewhat surprisingly one of the bitier members of the animal kingdom.
I don't know. I'm done.
Whoa! That's it.
That's like the 5th time I've seen it, and I think it
It's
gets
still
funnier
good.
every time.
That zebra sounds like a scared man. Listen, animals, if you want us humans to stop killing you and eating you all the time, you gotta stop scaring us. That's all we ask.
Otherwise, it is off to the zoo and then the food court for you. You heard it first here, people. Hamburgers are animals!
Okay, I'm gonna just move this along. No, let's not encourage that. And at number 4, thank you for that shocking statement, Candace. At number 4, we have a 1980s Delaware fashion show. And it's made all the better by David Bowie's classic ode to the greatest of fabrics, blue jean.
Just take a look at Julie in this fast-moving denim outfit. A sensational pile-line stonewashed jacket tops a super mini, and in her hair, for head-turning excitement, scuncies of every imaginable color. Tracy's big, baggy blue bib overalls and faded jean jacket give her freedom to move in any direction. Decked out in her one-color dud, she's ready to twist and shout. Joe's attitude is total cool in his whitewashed Levi's and striped shirt. Notice how he's layered one shirt over the other. Elvis couldn't have done it better.
I really like the dance moves.
Yeah, that was great, and great fashion.
Those outfits are awful.
Whoa! Alert, someone doesn't know anything about fashion. And her name is Candace Bailey.
You are not serious.
Those were timeless looks, Candace.
Timeless?
Yes, I think anytime you pull that off head-to-toe denim,
Oh!
it's just pure sex.
Wow.
I mean,
That is.
I don't know about any of you, but that just screams sexy to me. I mean, you can't.
And the mustache?
You can't. If my mustache could have been denim, believe me, it would have been.
I'm sure it would have.
Acid washed. You look at that and you tell me that is not fly, okay?
Kevin, no one uses the word fly anymore.
You know what's never in style, Candace?
What?
Jealousy. Thank you.
Am I supposed to be jealous over that?
You're supposed to not be, but whatever. I guess you're just not above it. It's okay. In at number 3 today, I'm not helping myself at all. In at number 3 today, we have a surreal moment with a crazy windstorm in Scotland.
And one gentleman's enthusiastic response.
Oi, Scotland!
Oh my God! Trampoline! Trampoline! Oh my God!
Ooh, trampoline, eh?
Love it.
Close.
But are we sure that video isn't from Russia?
Well, both countries are equally drunk, so there's.
Oh, that was a good push.
I don't, but it was unnecessary. I think we're overusing the dramatic sting. No.
Oh.
Really? Okay, let's just do it for everything. What? All right. Can we stop? Thank you.
Okay. And at number 2 today, remember the old arcade game Frogger?
There is a reason you shouldn't try to reenact it in real life. Oh,
We're done.
okay. No, come on, just play the clip. Hood ornament.
That was the worst jaywalking ever.
Not true. Jay Leno wasn't in it. Am I right? Thank you. No! No! Get me off the single, please. Thank you. Still ahead. Will Ferrell returns to Around the Net, everybody. That's going to be fun.
It's Fear O'Clock and today's number 1.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm gonna give it to him good.
Give it
Story
to him.
goes like this. Hollywood megastar Will Ferrell approached beer company Old Milwaukee and offered to shoot some commercials for them for free.
For reasons no one fully understands, Ferrell shot a series of homemade ads for the beer in Davenport, Iowa. Now the ads are now running there locally, and they're today's number 1 Around the Net.
I'm here in Davenport, Iowa, because Davenport is an old Milwaukee kind of town. D for drinkability. A, amber, color of the beer. V, very amber. E, pass. N, no, E, I've got E. E, it's an everyman's beer. No, that's not good. N, it's nice. P, I can't do this. I told everyone I couldn't do this.
He was so close.
I love him.
It's nice to see Will Ferrell's dream of making free beer commercials come true. That's
Either that or Old Milwaukee has photos of him murdering a hooker.
probably it, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, switching gears slightly, later on the show today, our good buddy Zach Anner will be here to talk about his new travel show for the Oprah Network. It's called Rolling with Zach, and I got to be a little selfish here. I'm a huge Zach Enter fan. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm also a huge me fan, and I am going to be guest starring in an episode.
Really?
And that to me is just,
Oh, that's so
it's really cool.
Actually, Kevin.
Oh, hey!
Hi.
What's up, Zach? What's up?
It's just that I showed the episode to Oprah.
Oh, great!
No, and she won't let us air the episode.
What are you talking? It was awesome, Zach. What are you talking about? What did Oprah say?
She used a different word, and it wasn't good.
Kevin, what did you do?
No, but we're good.
Well, I can show you the rough cut if you want.
Please, because I remember it being amazing.
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh, I don't.
You a fan of fish?
Oh yeah, Long John Silver's is. I heard it's the best in LA. So
Well, I'm telling you, you're gonna love this fish restaurant. It's
Oh,
even better
man.
than the Long Johns.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Impossible.
No, it's totally possible.
well, that's great.
And-
Is this kind of more like a cliff that we're coming up on?
What? No, that's just a view out over the ocean.
Oh, it was definitely a cliff.
All right about the cliff. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
That was not fun.
It wasn't fun for me either, okay? But we got insurance. We'll be good.
Hope so.
I think that we're going up the Hollywood sign. It's coming up here really soon. That's going to make up for it.
Mulholland Drive where Naomi Watts got into that terrible car accident?
You saw that movie too?
Yeah.
On Netflix
Yeah,
last week.
no,
It was great. It was where that happened,
Yeah.
but there was a great scene where she masturbated.
Yeah! You gotta stop talking about masturbating in the car!
I'm sorry.
It's awful.
I know.
I want to go home.
Me too. You know what?
I have 0 working limbs. I can move this finger. That's it.
Okay, hold. Just let me get us out of here. Let me put it in reverse.
Okay.
Whoa! How did a cliff get in the parking garage?
Poor community planning. This is the only way to drive.
You're right. I should have just listened to you.
And it's much more romantic too. Look
Way
at this.
more romantic.
Oh,
Look at this.
look at
I have
yeah,
never
oh.
seen the Mojave like this.
It's a
Let me tell
great
you.
desert.
This is
Nothing more
beautiful.
romantic than the desert.
Well, the desert's the driest thing here. Let me tell you that. You know what I mean?
That is so disgusting.
I'm sorry. I'm disgusted with myself. Candy.
Chris Gore went undercover to investigate the new espionage thriller Tinker Tailor. Hey!
I go where I'm told. I go where I'm told.
Run away!
Oh,
Why are you screaming? She's beating me! You were in no danger right there.
As I was saying, Tinker.
Who's got eyes on the spy? In Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Gary Oldman plays a British Secret Service agent who must uncover a mole who's in cahoots with the Soviets.
There is a mole. He never mentioned his suspicions to you?
What did it take to be a good spy during the Cold War?
You would live by your wits. You would have to sacrifice your personal life. You live in this anonymous world. The sacrifices that one has to make to be a spy, it wrings you out.
If you're called, you can't mention me.
Why was being a spy during the Cold War so dangerous?
The spies of that time were operating in a netherworld that didn't have anything to do with normal society. Different rules applied, and I think consequently that opened them up to very dangerous situations.
All I want from you is one code name.
The technological advances that we have today, we've got email. Back then they had dumbwaiters.
Yeah, it was all analog, knocking on walls and Morse code. And the movie's set in '73, so it's just on the very beginnings of technology, but it's still very much an analog world. And of course, in hindsight now, we know that, Steve Jobs was just around the corner.
I said that she had information concerning a double agent.
Every character in this has a mission, but also kind of a dual agenda. How did you keep track of each character's motivation, and then there's sort of hidden motivation?
If they have one.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Silence is a very important actor in this film.
And silence creates something very interesting on film. For instance, if I were to ask you a question and you wouldn't answer me, that is also an answer.
And you know what I say to that?
Sorry? Did you say something?
I was being silent.
Awkward silence, double agents, and espionage. It's spy versus spy, Cold War style, in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Did you give your mustache from The Dark Knight to Steve Buscemi?
He was rather wonderful, wasn't he? I thought that was a very funny sketch. They had a spare that they gave to Buscemi.
They should name that mustache the Jim Gordon.
It should be the Jim Gordon, shouldn't it? Absolutely. Good idea, yeah.
Well, thank you, Chris Gore.
Picture time!
It's the final day of Camera Week. Yay!
I mean, oh no, we're actually all sad that Camera Week is over, right? I mean,
No,
that was.
because we've got the best ones here.
Oh my God! Yay! We're happy again.
Holiday shoppers, take notice. Today we have the Sony. Where are we? Alpha NEX5 in an
We're in a
update
studio,
on the
taping Attack of the Show.
NEX5. It packs
You're
a
Candace
lot
Bailey.
of power. Shush it into an even slimmer body.
I love it when you get so aggressive. You shush your mouth hole
Shush
right
it,
now,
Kevin. Here, why don't you hold on to that?
I will. It feels small in the hands, and it can actually come off a little on the uncomfortable side
Agreed.
when you're shooting for long periods because it's not.
Falls down.
It's not balanced. Yeah, you have a very heavy lens and a very light body, and so you end up with a little bit of that going on. The body does feel sturdy, though, for its size. I'll give it that. And the display comes out, it tilts in a couple different ways, which is nice. And get this, the first touchscreen of the week! So you can touch it, and it will do stuff other than break. And then you can smudge the
I like
one
that we
screen
still
that you're
have the
supposed to
touch
actually look
panel
at it.
thing on
We
it.
want to make sure that you know it is in fact a touch panel, yes. It can be a little tricky sometimes to actually navigate using the touch panel, but you can use the physical buttons to perform the same menu actions, which I've been doing as well. But you can tap to focus on the pretty people in the photos.
Like be calm.
He's confused by technology. So I like that you have both.
Yeah. Okay, this is a 16.1 megapixel camera. But it's much smaller than yesterday's DSLR.
It is. This is Sony's version of a Micro Four Thirds system. Kind of. Micro Four Thirds, for those wondering, in case you haven't changed the channel yet, it's created by Olympus and Panasonic as their own proprietary name. What it basically means is that this doesn't use mirrors or optical viewfinders. Instead, you use the LCD to see what the camera sees. And so without using those mirrors, the body can be a lot smaller. And that's how they get, good lenses, good size, good everything. Boom. As the result, this camera is only 1.5 inches thick, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah. This comes with a zoom that is the same as yesterday's Nikon, but was it as good?
Yeah, this uses Sony's E-mount system because Sony has to do everything on their own until the rest of the industry tells them no. You can use your Sony Alpha SLR lenses if you have an adapter. The lens that ships with this is an 18 to 55 millimeter lens and hood, as well as a removable flash, which is right on top. Just like yesterday, you're not going to get a ton of magnification, but you will get some. So here it is with no zoom, and then if you can guess, the right-hand side of your screen, yes. That is the maximum focal length.
It's not that much.
It's not that much. It's not something you're going to want to bring, let's say, if you're sitting in the nosebleed section of the forum watching Guns N' Roses by yourself, because you're the only guy that took advantage of that Groupon deal. That's me. But it is a great camera lens.
This can shoot 1080p at a whopping 60 frames a second, which really smooths out the image.
It does.
It is whopping.
You're going to have to trust us on this. We're stuck in this television realm, which is only 30 frames per second, but you can shoot in a variety of resolutions, 1080p or 1080i. You can even capture as an MP4 file right to the card, which is good.
Nice.
Save some space. Yeah. The video looked really sharp. Color was good. The subjects weren't. Contrast. I'm kidding. The subjects are the best in the business. Let's hear it for
I was going to say, we need to start filming in a different
I meant
room
that fountain. Let's hear it for that fountain. That is the best fountain in television. It records stereo sound, which is great. We should mention that when they first released this camera, there was an issue with the clicking sound when you were recording video. We have not experienced that. There is not.
So they got rid of it?
According to this unit, yes. As far as we know, it is gone.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, don't tease me. Do it. Take it.
What?
Take it.
I just took like 3.
You didn't take it. Take it.
Oh, wow. Someone gets camera aggressive.
You didn't take it. Okay, that covers the video, but with 16.1 megapixels, are the pictures awesome?
Nope. Yes, the pictures are awesome. Sorry. No.
Pictures are
great.
amazing.
Pictures are great. Color was very accurate. It didn't come off as too saturated like other Micro Four Thirds cameras. Low noise levels in various lighting conditions. No idea what's going on in that photo. Outside, the images look beautiful. Look at that.
That's
Sometimes
very
the glare
bright.
from the sun was a bit much on the LCD, so don't try to take close-ups of solar flares. Again, we played with the macro settings, and
the
we were able to
Christmas
get
tree.
some great close-up shots. Yeah, look at that.
Yay, I love Christmas trees. Oh, I thought you were taking a picture. Okay, the Sony Alpha NEX 5N can be yours for $700. That's $100 less than yesterday's camera,
Yes.
the Nikon D5100. So what are we giving it?
We're giving it a 4 out of 5. Work it, love it. Where them vowels? Give me those vowels.
A.
Now a consonant!
E. N.
Elemenomi.
Element O.
The camera is a really good camera. It's also relatively expensive. It being smaller means that there's a whole new set of lenses, which have to be purchased unless you get an adapter. Bottom line.
I just don't like the way it feels.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a
That's my
drawback
biggest
for some.
concern.
Yeah, but you
It's
can
like-
also use smaller lenses. You'll defeat a little bit of the purpose. But here's the thing. If you're looking for a step up from a point and shoot, but don't quite feel ready for a DSLR, this is Baby Bear. That's the nice in between.
It's not working.
I was.
To wrap it up, we've looked at 4 cameras this week, everything from point and shoots to DSLRs.
Thank you for that.
Which one should Santa Santa bring us?
Santa should bring us the following one. Overall quality to value, we're going to say the Nikon D5100.
Yes!
Yeah, that
was
is
our
not a
5
sexy
out
name
of
at all. The image processor of a $1,500 camera, the price of only $800 with the lens, that's the way to go.
That is the way to go.
Yep.
All right, that's it for Gadget Prawn.
Huzzah.
Still ahead, things get raw in MMA chokehold. Flair sit down with UFC fighter Forrest Griffin.
And later, Zach Banner will be here.
Live!
That's something that's going to happen very soon.
What happens next?
Now this guy's trying to jump from roof to roof. So what happens next? Does the roof collapse after he lands? Does he slam his face into the gutter? Or does he knock out his friend by landing on him? Find out when we return. Come on, it's just a very little loud. Are you serious? Are you
Face your fear.
What happens next?
Now this guy's trying to jump from roof to roof. So what happens next? Does the roof collapse after he lands? Does he slam his face into the gutter? Or does he knock out his friend by landing on him?
You want me to throw you a beer? Maybe you will.
And if you ask me, not taking the free beer, that was the bigger fail. All right. Holy crap! There is a strange wall in our studio with words on it.
It's Twitter wall.
We should probably kill precious airtime by reading them.
I think we should.
Okay, after you.
J_924. I never liked vowels until I watched AOTS.
I agree. Vowels
But
never did anything for me.
You didn't like owls?
Vowels.
Oh, that's right.
No problem with the winged creatures, just issues with... That's all right. Save it by doing a sexy vowel face.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, good save. Good save. All right, now do a sexy owl face.
Ooh.
Defective Wengus. Well, that's bad. I hope you got a receipt. Says, Kevin, how did Candace's butt feel? It's hard to describe. It's got like the consistency of like week-old silly putty mixed.
It does not.
No, it's but in a sexy way.
Feel it. It does not, right?
don't know. I
You
feel
getting
like
a good grab in there because
I'm
it is
really-
not. Okay, that's
I
okay.
wasn't
That's
quite.
that's
I don't feel like I got quite a good enough grab.
Okay, one more time.
Okay.
Okay. What does it feel like?
Hi, Mom.
Eye grading, great. You didn't answer the question. You're supposed to
I was
say
saying
it
hi
feels
to your mom, by the
amazing.
way, not mine.
Stop it, Kevin.
Okay, fine. What? It felt great. Amazing.
Anyways,
Like
if you want to be a
sack
part of the
russet
show
potatoes.
and end up on our Twitter wall, tweet us at AOTS or use the hashtag AOTS.
Hey, Sarah, say something, please.
Oh my God.
Candace, how does Sarah's butt feel?
How does it feel?
God, yes, I love my job.
How does it feel?
Feels great.
Feel good?
Yeah?
Yeah, you should feel it.
No.
What?
Start the feed. Nope.
All the news you need to know.
It's Thursday, December 8th, and here are your top stories. Will he stay or will he go? That's the question surrounding Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto. Late last night, Wired was reporting that the godfather of Mario and Zelda was leaving Nintendo so he could focus on smaller passion projects. However, Nintendo told Reuters today that his remarks were misinterpreted and that, quote, he has no intention of stepping down. However, they say he'll start spending more time training young developers, which could be seen as the beginning of his transition out of the company. Tear. Say goodbye to Angry Birds OnLive's mobile app comes out today. So now you can play top-tier console and PC titles on your tablet and even your phone, guys. This is so cool. The cloud gaming service's 200-game library, which includes titles like LA Noire and Batman Arkham City, will now be playable on iPads, iPhones, and select Android devices. About 25 titles have been tweaked to work with a touch interface like LA Noire, but it's also designed to work with OnLive's $50 wireless controller. Now, will you look like a jackass using a controller with your iPhone on the subway? Probably. But it's worth it. Yeah. And finally, get ready for the return of Maverick. Because Tom Cruise says a Top Gun sequel is in the works. Yeah. The pint-sized star told MTV that he's been talking with director Tony Scott and producer Jared Bruckheimer about a modern-day follow-up to the 1986 classic. He said they're still trying to find the right story and nothing's final as of yet. If the project doesn't pan out, though, they say their backup plan is just as good. Printing money. Yeah. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. Now back over to you guys. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. This weekend, 2 of the world's best MMA fighters will attempt to crane kick each other into the afterlife.
Blair Herter has more.
All right, everybody, please welcome Blair Butler and Forrest Griffin to the show. Welcome. Ton of great fights coming up this weekend in Toronto. We'll get right into it. The first bout is a heavyweight bout: Frank Mir versus Minotauro Nogueira, Part 2. Here's a tale of the tape. Both fighters are evenly matched, standing at 6'3", 240. Mir has a slight reach advantage, but Big Nog has more experience and is 36-6-1 with 1 no contest. Nogueira is going to rely on his jiu-jitsu, striking, and cardio. Mir is going to focus on submissions and striking. Now, these two first fought 3 years ago back at UFC 92. Mir walked away victorious. Since then, he's 3-2, coming off a nice win against Roy Nelson, who's been looking impressive in his most recent fights. What's his strategy this time around against Big Nog?
Well, I think he's going to try and, come in fast, hit, and then move, not stand in front of Nogueira. Nogueira's one of those guys that kind of wants to hit you and frustrate you into shooting a takedown on him, and then I'll stop it and look for submissions off that. What Frank wants to do is stay active, hit, move, and take little breaks. Engage, fire, go, and then get out. Don't stand in front of him.
Right. And is there ever any chance where Frank may see an opening too, because he does have great submission skills? Do you see him maybe shooting in and trying to submit at some point?
Frank's a decent wrestler. Nogueira, he says he's worked on his wrestling quite a bit. I don't see either one of them really being better than the other on the ground. You got to really think. If either one of them gets the other on the ground, I think they're going to try and get a stoppage, throw strikes.
Right. And then Blair, their last fight again 3 years ago, Big Nog actually lost to Mir via TKO. Since then, though, he's had a great run as well, that impressive knockout against Brendan Schaub.
Yeah.
What's he bringing to the table different this time around?
Well, hopefully he's bringing a little more head movement. Even in the Schaub fight, he got tagged a couple times on his way to a KO. He's still dangerous if you don't take him seriously. And one of the things is that Nogueira kind of stands there in front of you and gets lit up sometimes, and that's not the best strategy against Frank Mir, who's shown really improved boxing. I feel like Nogueira is a great submission expert, but Frank Mir is no slouch on the ground either.
Well, it sounds like the key is really movement for the both of these guys. So, assuming that they both follow your advice, Blair, who do you think takes this fight?
You know, I think,
No pressure.
sadly, I just think Nogueira has absorbed so much abuse over the years that I got to give it to Mir. He's been looking really good.
All right, Frank Mir for Butler. And Forrest, what about you?
You know, I tried to do like a spell in the dressing room there, and I looked at my coffee grinds,
That's
but they
a
didn't
toilet,
help
man.
me.
That's
They
not.
didn't help me.
That is not a summoning.
It didn't help me out, so I have no idea.
No idea. All right. It sounds pretty good then. So definitive. So definitive. Next up, the light heavyweight title fight: John Jones versus Lyoto Machida. The tail of the tape again. Machida stands at 6'1", 205. Jones has a height advantage, standing 6'4". Also, we talk about it every single fight. 84.5-inch reach, which is insane. Machida has black belts in karate and BJJ, as we've seen in most of his fights. Deadly with both his fists and his feet. Jones is considered to be one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport, and will really use a combination of everything outside of bringing an actual weapon into the octagon to win this fight. Butler, Machida has really rebounded with his back-to-back losses. He had that fantastic knockout versus Randy Couture.
Yes, the Karate Kid kick.
The Karate Kid kick that Steven Seagal did not teach him. What's he got to do to take it to John Jones, a guy who so far people have just not figured out how to beat?
Well, here's what's interesting. Look, Lyoto Machida is great at being elusive. He's great at countering people, great at staying on the outside. That's really hard to do when your opponent has a 10-inch reach advantage.
Right.
You know, we know that Machida has been sort of specifically training to sort of feel like the cage is smaller, to get inside. And the thing is, Machida's a really technical striker. We've never really seen John Jones' chin tested. So if Machida can do what he wants, not get taken down and get inside and land a strike, could be a really shocking upset. You know, that being said, Jones is really versatile. If Machida can check Jones's leg kicks, try really battering Jones's lead leg, because I feel like if the fight gets into those later rounds, that might be a factor.
Right. And then, Forrest, you're a guy who, has been known to be really good at absorbing punishment and then counter-punching. Machida is a counter-puncher. What does he have to do against a guy like...
he's the guy that slips out of the way. Jones is all arms and legs, so he can kick from anywhere. He can really hit Machida. They're both spectacular fighters, and they both make great highlight reels. But they both have quick, reflexes. They have good movement. I don't think it's going to be a spectacular knockout. And I think Jones, he took some shot against Quinton, who's probably one of the hardest hitters at 205 in the game. And he looked fine. He didn't look. We say we don't know if Jones is taking a shot. He's taken a couple shots, but nothing happened yet. And Bader was actually a big puncher too. Bader wasn't able to do much to him. So again though, Machida took a couple of Quinton's shots, and he did all right too. So,
have you looked into your summoning pool at all for this fight? Do you have a pick on this one?
Actually, I learned briefly last week that the guys that make the odds in Vegas seem to be pretty good. I thought Mayhem was going to beat Bisbing, but apparently the odds makers know more than I do. They got Jones as a favorite, so I'll simply go with Jones.
All right, Jones for Forrest Griffin. And Miss Butler, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go for Jones, too. I completely agree with him.
All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much for being here. Forrest, before we go, where can the fans at home find you?
At my house. Please don't find me. On my couch, usually.
All right, then, as a safety, a Twitter handle, a website, anything
I think
like
it's just my name, Forrest Griffin.
I love that you don't know. Just Google him. You'll figure it out eventually. Well, again, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. Big round of applause for Forrest Griffin. UFC 140 airs this Saturday on pay-per-view.
You think defusing bombs in Afghanistan is scary during the day? Just imagine how much scarier it is at night.
That is scarier. Things get tense, but hopefully not explosive, in an all-new episode of Bomb Patrol Afghanistan this Tuesday at 10 p.m. only on G4.
Stay tuned. World traveler Zach Anner will be here live.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. Fail. You lose.
Our next guest takes the phrase "rolling" rather seriously.
On this show, there are no limits. I may have cerebral palsy, the sexiest of the palsies, but nothing is going to stand in my way.
Actually, I'm scared.
Because life's an adventure, and sometimes you've just got to roll with it.
Please welcome Zach Anning! How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing very well. The last time we saw you, you had, I think, roughly 9 million votes to get your own show on the Oprah Network. We were huge fans of yours. We had you on via the satellite at the time.
It's so nice to be here and feel you on my lap.
Right. Yeah, thank you for that.
You're very, very light.
Yeah, I mean, having sex over Skype was starting to lose its allure. So being here in person has really added another layer to it.
It's a little, you can get a little freakier with the joystick and
A
stuff.
whole lot freakier, yeah. Surprisingly ribbed. So you had 9 million votes when we met you. After you were on the show, you blew up to 9,012 votes. So if you...
Those 12 were you.
Yeah, they were all
That
me.
was all Attack of the Show fans.
Multiple laptops and iPhones.
Yeah.
So if you want to thank us, you could... Okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, where do I think? Do I? Which camera do I?
You don't. Anyone.
No.
They're all going to.
Thank you, everybody.
Are you
Thank
kidding?
you so much.
I'm being facetious. Thank you, because we all instantly fell in love with you and your humor, and we were so psyched for you to have a show. And you said at the time the elevator pitch was you wanted to do travel and explore all the craziness that happens, all the bad things, the whoopsies, if you will.
Yes.
Do you feel like you've accomplished that with the show?
Well, you know, a lot of crazy stuff happened when we were going about. I had to do stand-up comedy in New York, and I had to make 6 minutes of stand-up based on the 2 days that I was there. And now, granted, Caroline's is one of the biggest comedy clubs in New York.
Yeah.
So I'm just lucky that I didn't pee myself on stage. Or maybe I did. You have to tune in and look for a wet spot.
1 minute of jokes, 5 minutes of just slow urination.
No, well, it was just really, really scary. I almost got kicked out of the Times Square Olive Garden.
As part of the show, or you were just too many breadsticks?
No, the breadsticks were very generous with them.
Right, yeah, and our basket is bottomless.
But I was rehearsing my stand-up act in the Olive Garden, and I'm shouting all these, well, not so clean things.
Right.
And there's all these families around, and I'm just screaming, "I love belly buttons!" And like then, that would have been the third Olive Garden I'd gotten kicked out of.
Right. And it's when you're there, you're supposed to be family. They should accept that kind of treatment from somebody.
I know, but the show is full of crazy stuff and things that don't go exactly right. You saw me on that surfboard. I'm not quite a Keanu Reeves level surfer yet, but I'm getting there.
Well, I love it because you said, look, I'm going to go to many crazy places. You obviously you nailed the O Garden. You got that out of the way. But you also went to The Price is Right.
The Price is Right. And I don't know. I grew up skipping school to watch The Price is Right. And I got
You also would spay and neuter all the neighborhood pets.
Oh,
just as a tribute to Bob Barker.
I would spay and neuter myself to get on that show.
Of course.
But I actually got to hold a Plinko chip, so now I think I have eternal youth.
That's it, yeah. That is the secret. Most don't know that.
Yes.
I got to ask about the Oprah. I mean,
I call her the Oprah, too.
Okay, yeah. So when you meet the Oprah and she gives you a show after that, is there like do you fly to Oprah's Island and then there's like a ceremony where everybody's in robes and then you get branded? How does that?
It's just I feel as though I have special permission to just be awesome everywhere I go.
Oprah gave you the secret.
Yes.
She empowered you with
that? Now I just go around and there's a natural glow that I have, and people say, "Are you pregnant?" And I'm like, "No, I talked to Oprah, and I'm just very happy."
Yeah, it's good. It's better than cocoa butter. Now that you are officially a huge, ginormous TV celebrity, is it different than being like just a star of YouTube?
No, I thought since I had a TV show, all the girls that were disinterested in me before would be interested in me, but they're still disinterested.
Okay.
No.
But they love
Did
you for
just
the money, right?
Did you just odd?
They odd, yeah.
I don't. Oh, no, it's to say, I thought, that everyone would be just as shallow as I was. And like, can't we just accept that I have a TV show and that will get me more chicks? And they're like, no.
You got to print out
But
the IMDb.
I do get some marriage proposals now.
Yeah?
So I'm on Twitter, and I'm gonna accept them.
Well, congratulations, Zach. Not only on the new marriage, but also on the show. It's enjoyable to watch, and you are always just 10 kinds of amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Zach Anner, everybody! Roll In with Zach premieres December 12th on OWN. But next, find out how you can get on Attack of the Show with just one phone call. It's that easy. Coming up on Attack of the Show. Joe Rogan will be here to terrify us with the return of Fear Factor. Find out why he's amazed that no one died this season. Then we sit down with the king of B movies, director Roger Corman. Plus, the Gadget Prawn holiday gift guide continues with a 70-inch Sharp LED TV. Then Chris Gore rates Planet of the Apes and Fright Night on DVD-Doomsday. And Blair Herter sits down with the cast of Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, to learn about the downside of drinking formaldehyde. See it starting Monday.
Hey, y'all. Get a pen. We have a phone number you should write down right now.
Okay.
It's 805-268-7123.
Got it.
7123.
What were the last four again?
7123.
Sorry, what was that?
7123.
What was that?
805-268-7123.
Great.
Stop asking.
Call us. Leave us a message because we want to know what you would do if you had Santa's superpowers. You know what I mean?
And if we like your message, maybe we'll animate it for the show. So do it.
Okay.
Right now, it's time for today's epic fail.
This clip has the most terrifying title of all time. It is Table Saw Fail. Okay. Not what I was expecting, but he did scream like a woman, so.
That was a good misdirect. I mean, I expected someone to lose a hand, and instead they only lost brain matter.
You are right. Fail it. Many thanks to Zach Anner, Sarah Underwood, Chris Gore, Forrest Griffin, and both the Bears.
Stick around, an encore presentation of Bomb Patrol Afghanistan starts in like 15 seconds.
By the way, people say, oh, the best part of the show must be Kevin. You get to grope your co-host. No. Remember when I said it'd be sweet to have a denim mustache?
Yes.
They made me one.
Oh, I'm so jealous right now.
Oh?